Hey there. If you're a business owner and you feel like you're working harder than ever, you're keeping all your clients happy, but you're just not getting ahead, well, then this is for you. We're about to break down one of the biggest and most expensive mistakes that so many good, well-intentioned people make.
Does this feel a little too real? Your calendar's packed, you're busy from morning till night. But when you look at your bank account at the end of the month, the numbers just don't add up. You're not alone in this, and it doesn't mean you're bad at what you do. It just means something is off, and it's almost always your pricing.
And this is really the heart of it. When you keep your prices locked in for years because you don't want to have an awkward conversation, you're not just being loyal. You are actively, personally deciding to give your own company a pay cut, day in and day out.
So, first up, we need to make this invisible problem visible. Let's dig into how that desire to be loyal to your old clients can actually spring a massive leak in the foundation of your business.
This slide really just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you've got your price, completely frozen in time. But on the right, you've got reality. The costs of your software, your tools, your gas, everything is going up. So every day you work for that old price, you're actually doing cheaper and cheaper work in a more expensive world. That gap just keeps getting wider.
And this is what we call the nice sky mistake. It's when your need to be liked and to keep everyone happy starts to take priority over the actual health of your business. And the tough part is, nobody is doing this to you. It's an invisible financial leak that you are opening with your own hands, all because you're trying to be nice.
Oh man, this is such a dangerous trap. We're taught to think a full calendar equals success, right? But if your business is priced badly, being busy just means you're occupied. It means more low-paying work, which means more emails, more little revisions, more stress. You end up running on a treadmill, working harder and harder just to stay in the exact same spot. It's exhausting. And this is where things start to feel really fragile. That little bit of profit you used to have, that was your cushion. It meant a small mistake or an unexpected client request was no big deal. But now, with that cushion basically gone, that same small problem can make an entire project feel like a total loss.
And here's why it's such a sneaky trap. In the short term, low prices feel good. You get quick yeses from clients. You feel like you're super competitive. But the real damage, it shows up way later, after everyone's expectations of your low price are completely locked in. And then it's so much harder to fix.
Okay, so what happens when you finally realize, I have to do something about this? Well, often, people react by trying one of two very common but frankly very dangerous fixes. The first wrong path is just a blanket price hike. You just change the number, but not the offer. So the client just feels like they're being asked to pay more for the exact same thing. The second path, and maybe the more dangerous one, is making an exception for your loyal old clients. The huge problem here is that those low-paying clients are often the ones who demand the most time, the most energy, and the most hand-holding, which actually makes them your most expensive clients. So we have to get really honest with ourselves and make a distinction between a client who is valuable and a client who is just old. A valuable client respects your process and pays on time. But a client who is merely old often uses that history to bend the rules, cause scope creep, and just drain your energy, all while paying you a rate from 5 years ago. This brings us to the actual solution. And it's not about just charging more. It's a fundamental shift in how you think. You have to stop pricing your time and start pricing the outcome you deliver. Think about it. Your clients aren't really buying your hours. They're buying a result. They are paying you to take away their uncertainty, to reduce their stress, to save them time, to organize their chaos. That is where the real value is, not in the minutes you spend on a task. So, clarity becomes the insurance policy for your price. Look at the difference here. A blurry offer, like, I provide social media support, what does that even mean? It's impossible to price. But a clear offer, like, you get a monthly content plan, an approval system, and a performance report, that's concrete. The client sees exactly what they're getting, and that makes the price make sense. So the smartest way to raise your prices is actually to rebuild your service package. Get crystal clear on the scope, set firm limits on revisions, define how and when you'll communicate. You could even create different tiers, like a basic and a premium option. This completely changes the conversation from why does it cost more to which of these options is right for me. And please, burn this into your brain. People do not care about your costs. They don't pay for your problems. They pay to solve their own problems.
Telling a client, my software costs went up is about you, but telling them, I've restructured my service to deliver a clearer, faster result for you, well, that's about them. It's all about their gain. Okay, now for the part that scares everyone the most. What if my clients leave? This last section is all about how to turn that fear into a powerful strategy for building a much stronger, healthier business. A price correction isn't just about making more money. It is a client quality filter. The clients who leave, well, they weren't really loyal to you. They were loyal to your discount. And letting them go isn't a failure. It's a strategic move to make room for better clients who actually see and appreciate your value.
I want you to actually try this. Do an energy audit of your clients. Ask yourself, who is draining my time and my mental energy? You will almost always find what this chart shows, that your most draining, high-stress clients, that bottom row, are often your lowest payers. This simple exercise makes the problem impossible to ignore. And remember this, a new price has to come with new boundaries. If you just charge more but don't define the scope or limit revisions or control communication, you haven't solved anything. You've just created a more expensive version of the same chaos.
So when that new, healthier profit starts coming in, don't just immediately take it as a raise. Its very first job is to make the business stronger. Build a cash reserve. Create that cushion. Why? Because that money buys you the power to say no to bad fit clients. Then you can think about personal income.
This right here is the ultimate goal. The real win from getting your pricing right isn't just a bigger paycheck, it's freedom. It's the control that comes from having a solid financial foundation, which lets you build a business you actually want, not the one you're stuck with. So let's wrap this up. The thing that's quietly hollowing out your business isn't some huge, obvious mistake. It's a series of small, polite habits. It's the habit of saying yes to everything, of avoiding that pricing talk, of doing just one more little thing for free. They seem harmless on their own, but together, they're devastating. And that's the final question I want to leave you with. When you're really honest with yourself, what's the bigger financial leak in your business? Is it the rising cost of your software? Or is it your own well-intentioned but incredibly expensive habit of being the nice guy?